So, orientation is locked. Rotate device back. Okay. I guess it's not going to let us. We're just going to have to get close together, I guess. Hi, everybody. Oh, I think we're live.
Yeah, we're live.
Yeah. Okay. 23 minutes. Woo! Anyway, my friend Steve.
Hello.
My soul son, if you will. He's the one that has done the oracle readings as I've done the tarot. You can scoot a little closer to me, Steve, so they can see you too. It won't let me tilt my camera to where you can see us both. So we're trying though. I tried to put it on my laptop, but apparently I don't know what I'm doing. So anyway, I hope everybody's having a marvelous day. If anybody has a question, please feel free to ask. Today is Kevin's birthday. So this is probably going to be a short live or shorter live than it normally would be. So if you guys are, have a question, let me know. I'm sorry I'm started a little late, but guys are, have a question, let me know. Sorry I started a little late. This has been a day already. I've got up early. I did have some help last night, so that was cool. And Steve has helped me out a little bit with Kevin too, which has been pretty awesome. And it's his birthday. We're gonna start his party a little later. So that we can, have a little birthday celebration with Kevin. I did get him a game. Shh, don't tell him. So we can all play together and laugh and joke and have a good time. It's kind of like a escape room type of game. So it's a board game though. So they're usually pretty fun. Sometimes they're kind of complicated, but he's smart. He can figure it out. He usually wins all the time anyway. So what are you going to do? So I don't know if anybody can hear me or if anybody's on yet or what. We'll just wait and see if anybody has a question. Everybody might be out Christmas shopping. It's a beautiful day today. Oh, hi, Lily. How are you? I hope you're doing good. You're the first one on today. Thank you very much. Did you have a question or anything for us? Or are you just watching? Well, that's cool. That's cool. It's okay to just watch. So, anyway, I've got my sun-kissed. I don't know what Steve is drinking, but I got my sun-kissed. Hope everybody is sun-kissed, lights, camera, action. Let's go.
I have a very highly caffeinated beverage.
Yeah, he's been up since 5 o'clock. Poor guy. But he's used to working the night shift, so, what are you going to do? So does anybody have any questions out there or watching or anything? We could ask a question on how Kevin's birthday party is going to go, if you guys are interested in knowing that. He's going to do Oracle. He's using the Angel Oracle deck by Dorian Virtue, PhD. And I am using the Crystal Vision. I don't know who designed it.
I think most of the decks that I buy, I don't even know who the author is. I just see pretty and then go for it.
Hi, oh my goodness. Lavera. I will burn but I can't say your name. Sorry.
Yeah, I can't either.
Woo! I'm just gonna call you Burn, bud. Okay. Hope that's all right. Or Olivera. I can call you Olivera. I hope you're doing well.
This card's already kind of.
Jumping out
Yep.
on Kevin's birthday. What jumped out?
Let's see. I got the magic of nature.
Aw. Well, he does like daylilies. That is his favorite flower.
It's amazing. So far from the oracle, from what I'm seeing, is that he's definitely going to have a very magical birthday with lilies being his favorite and everything. And I just, like, the card literally just flipped out of the deck.
Yeah. That's an old deck you're playing with right there. I don't know what the year is, but that's a very old deck you got.
It's amazing just how active these decks can be even after years.
Doesn't look like. Well, Kevin's not much into the, you know, astronomical, or astronaut or tarot or oracle or any kind of intuitive nature. But I want to play with y'all. Well, okay, you can play with us. Play along. We will be happy to play along. Christina Williams, thanks for joining our channel and thanks for coming on and being with us. Kevin's not going to be using his intuition today, so he's not guessing what he's getting for his birthday. So if anybody else has a question, please feel free, and Steve and I will try to do our best to answer it for you. I know one of my monitors, Miss Eleanor, who made the beautiful quilt that we're going to give away once we reach 2,500 subscribers. So if you do like my content, please hit like and subscribe. And let's go from there. What type of cards are
they?
then? Are they or are then?
I think they meant to say they.
Yeah, okay. I'm using tarot cards, and Steve is using the Angel Oracle cards. And it's amazing because Steve and I have done this before, and it's amazing how much that the Oracle is coinciding with my tarot deck. Tarots are very uniformed, where oracles are not as uniform. Some oracles have 56, some have 10, some have 20, some have 30. Depends on what deck you get. But all tarot decks have 78 cards in it. Originally it was 80, but they took 2 out, which was Juno and Jupiter, which is why your strength card and your justice card number can be a little off. But if you have another question, we'll be happy to answer that too. My monitor, Eleanor, is not on. But if you have cards, you're more than welcome to pull some and tell us what you think Kevin's birthday will be like. I'm going to take a drink of my Sunkist. So I'm going to get a little political because this is going to be a short live since it is Kevin's birthday and we're here to celebrate his birthday, really. But he is a quad, so he is resting. He just got through eating some food, so he's going to take a little snooze and get ready for his day. He still can't get up yet out of the bed, but we'll all crowd in there like we always do. So anyway, with our football games and our stuff like that. But so I'm gonna get a little political. I've been reading the book Nobody's Girl by Virginia Roberts Giuffre. Anyway, a lot of things that have happened to her have happened to me in my life. So it's been a kind of a trigger point for me. Both. Well, I don't believe in necessarily fortune telling because everybody has free will. So if you don't like what we're saying, you can have the cards to hopefully help you change it. So, or if you like it, then keep on being what you're doing, and that way you can make that outcome happen. It's kind of like if you're taking a bunch of drugs or crack or whatever, and I say to you, hey, if you keep on, you're going to kill yourself with that. And they keep on, and they kill themselves. So was I predicting their future, or was I giving them some sort of guidance to help them? So it's more of a guiding thing than it is a fortune telling tool. Now I do some mediumships also. Um, so, uh, I can sometimes talk to the dead. Hi, Gina. Oh, how are the puppies? Do you remember Steve? Oh, thank you for liking and subscribing, Christina. We really, really, really appreciate it. It helps me more than you know. And you may win that beautiful quilt. I'll put your name in the big old bowl, which I had to put on the floor over there, because woo, yeah, it's just been a day. I was trying to get it on my laptop, but apparently I don't know how to work my laptop, so I can't. But so we're kind of scooched in close together, But I was gonna get a little political and talk about Virginia Dufresne and the other victims of Epstein. They were supposed to release the files on the 31st, the 20th.
I think so,
Yeah,
yeah.
or yesterday. I think it was the 19th. They were supposed to release those, and they did release some. Some we've already seen, and they did redact a lot of stuff. So I'm thinking, I did a reading on this a while back, Political Wednesday, and it said then that the victims were not girls or boys, both, I'm sure, were not going to give up. So I'm kind of wondering, do they feel a little defeated, or do they feel like they're battling an uphill battle that they may or may not win until Trump uh, leaves this side of the veil, if you will? Um, yeah, yeah, of course they are. Of course they are. And that picture doesn't even prove he was on the island. That just proves he was in a hot tub somewhere. I mean, well, it was, I guess, in Epstein's possession, but that doesn't mean he was there. I use the musician.
The magician.
Okay, she uses the fool. I use the fool and the fool magician. Is that a tarot deck, or are you using two of the cards, or is that what you pulled from that question? So Kevin has everything he needs, and he doesn't really need anything else, and he is stopping and smelling the roses along the way to walking off the cliff. Is that what you're trying to tell us? No, no, I hope not. Well, I hope he can walk. That'd be nice. But anyway, so let's see how the victims of the Epstein girls are doing. And if you would like to pull one, Christine, please do. By all means, pull a card. And Gina T, please pull one too. Gina T is very intuitive herself, and I plan on getting her and Eleanor on here, because both of them are very intuitive, as well as Steve and myself. And I will tell him that, yes. And if you have a channel, Christina, you let me know, and maybe we can get together and you can do a live with me once I figure out how to work my camera on my laptop. So let's see if the girls are gonna, how they're feeling right now with all the redactions. And, the court ordered that none of it be redacted except for victims' names. So I am like, it's just disappointing that he is still not following orders from from any kind of justice. He just does what he wants. So thank you for pulling that card or those cards for Kevin's birthday. We appreciate that. I appreciate that. Okay, I guess that's it for this. Okay. They got the Queen of Cups, which is Scorpio type of temperament. And it is also telling me that, Scorpios hold a grudge. So this tells me they're not giving up.
No.
They're not giving up. They're not going to give it up until justice is served. And I think that's awesome. And I think that we all need to stand with them. What do you got, Steve?
From this deck, I pulled Vacation and I pulled Follow Your Dreams. And what I'm getting from this is now that everything is kind of said and done, now they actually have time to actually think about what their next move is actually going to be. And I think within this vacation or this just time away from everything, they'll actually have an opportunity to actually look for other things in life and actually maybe be able to follow their dreams again.
Let's see. You pulled the Five of Pentacles and then you pulled the Six of Wands. So let's see, Six of Wands. I can't remember what the Six of Wands is. I can't remember what it looks like. Let's see what else I got. But let's see. The Five of Pentacles is somebody's going to be left out in the cold, and probably Virginia, because she's the one that brought all of this to a head and helped other and was strong enough to bring people together so they can unify. But I'm going to say this, and this is not what the cards are saying for me, but they're not giving up. They're kind of being okay, like some of it's out, okay, that's cool, but they have a list too. They have a list too. They may not have all the photographs that Epstein has that they haven't pulled or anything. Hi, Tender Bullets. One time I pulled a One of Pentacles and a One of Pinga.
I don't know what Pinga is.
I don't know what Pinga is either. That sounds, the Carstissus. Is that a tarot deck, a French tarot? Are you from France, Christine? Anyway, I'm going to go on with the Emperor is going down. A lot of people think that, it's reversed. If it was this way, I would be like, well, somebody's going to tell the truth, but he has been trying to hide things that are being hidden. He's still trying to hide his involvement in that whole mess of a situation. And I also got the Star, which they're kind of scattering. They feel like they're not as united as they once were, but I believe that they can maybe pull that back and be back to united and get together. And because like Steve said, maybe they're all went their separate ways because they're from different places. So maybe they can get together and compare notes and list themselves. Oh, you're not from France? Where are you from? Yeah, I think they know a lot that they don't know. And then I got the Page of Wands. And this is reverse. So this is your Sagittarius card. Not only did they get the Scorpio card, but they got the Sagittarius card. Scorpios hold grudges. Sagittarius take risk. And they will keep going until they find the answer. They are very philosophical and very risky. So they will leak it. They will. I believe they will. What do you got for us, Steve?
And based off of a lot of everything that she says, with all these things that are actually that are unfolding, they actually have the time to kick up their heels a little bit, because all this is now that they've actually got it out, I feel like it's all going to start coming downhill, but in a good way for them, because all this new information about it is actually going to come out, because they also got Rise Above Your Problems and then Making New Friends. So as this is continuing on, based off what she's saying, they're actually getting together at some degree to try to get these files out.
All of them, not just the ones that they've released, but the redacted ones as well. So I hope you're doing well, Miss Jane with two N's. She's from Norway.
Oh, okay.
And this is Steve. Jane, I don't know if you were on the other one that I did with Steve, and he reads oracle cards. I think also Gina T reads oracle cards as well as tarot. And she felt, I can't remember what she said, that she feels like the Five of Pentacles, that they are hopeful that, you know, that they will be heard. He says, hi. So if you haven't, you guys, please check your subscription to make sure you're subscribed. And because sometimes YouTube will just go through and unsubscribe people for random reasons, who knows why, but they do that a lot. So if you wouldn't mind checking your subscription and making sure that you like and subscribe. And we have a new subscriber to our wonderful community, Miss Kim Williams. Thank you for subscribing and pulling some cards with us. It's kind of fun to have other people join in with pulling cards. So if anybody else has a question that they'd like to ask us, let's have at it. Let's do it. One. You have a question, Christina? I don't know what that symbol is there.
That's on hers too.
Yeah, it's on Jean's and Christine. You have a question, Christine? If it is, just text it out. And thank you for, are you from, where, you're from the United States of America, where I'm from. Oh, okay. What is that symbol that you have before the one? US stands for that. USA stands for that. Oh, okay. Okay. We're from America too. We're from, well, Steve is from Virginia and I live over the line, and I am from Tennessee. And not originally. I kind of migrated here and married Kevin, who is from here. Well, he kind of migrated here too. He was born in Texas, but his dad was an Army person, so they were everywhere. I'm in South America. Okay. Okay. Cool. Well, I like that symbol. I don't know how you guys get that. I'll have to talk to Gina T. She's my tech expert. And find out how she got that. Will my sister get over her anger before Christmas? I hope so. Is she a Scorpio? If she is, probably not. Let's see what we come up with. Me and Steve both has, and Gina T will ask that too. Yeah, it does suck. I agree with Gina on that one. Will Jane's sister with two N's get over her anger by Christmas? I think that's all I got there. I got she's contemplating. I don't even know what she's mad about, but she's contemplating. She said, no, are you over your anger? I hope so. I'm no tech expert. You are to me. You know more than I do. Anyway, I think that she's contemplating on what she's really mad about. You know, what is her sign? She's got a big stick or a big grudge or something. You got the Seven of Cups. She's living in a fantasy world. Law. I don't know what that means. Law. Leo. Oh, she's a Leo. Ooh. Yeah, they're pretty tough to deal with. You know, sometimes they can be very stubborn as well. And it doesn't, I don't look, this says no. This says she's thinking about it, but this definitely says no. And then I have the Ten of Cups, which I don't know what she's mad about, but she's got to get over that. You know, you can't stay mad. You got to try to look at somebody else's point of view, but right now she is contemplating it, but I don't know if she'll be over it by Christmas. It's not about her. It's about her, not you. I agree with that. And I think that she's just got some stuff going on. Yeah, so well, thank you, Christine. That's really nice of you to say that. What do you got for the anger that Jan's
I
sister's
got
feeling?
opportunity, so I'm seeing an opportunity that she will come to you and talk about it a little bit, but just make sure the environment's in a good place before you do.
And I think too that Gina has a good point. It's not really that she's mad at you, she's mad at a situation. I don't know what card you pulled, Gina, but I think that she is mad at a situation, which is what she is contemplating with that star card being reversed. She is contemplating and thinking and gathering her thoughts, and maybe even thinking about how she's going to approach this subject. You know, even like that. Oh, I'm so sorry she's hurt you. Are you on drugs? Who? Is who on drugs? Us? No. We don't do drugs. Are you crazy? That's not good for you. Are you on drugs? But I'm sorry she hurt you, Jane. I keep calling her Jan. So anyway, I think that I think your mom is stirring the pot a little bit, and she shouldn't be angry. I think she's just angry at the whole trauma situation and how your mom is now bringing it all back to, um, you know, the normal thing. Can I translate French? No, I wish I could.
No.
No.
I
I
don't
barely
speak.
graduated high school. Not with good grades either. But it wasn't because I was doing drugs. Because I always used to say I'm high on life. That's all I need. Thank you. You tell him, Gina. Be respectful. That's right. I only know my daughter did better in French than she did in English, but she's not here. There's this little device that you can get that will translate
I think it's
any
Google.
language.
I think it's a Google translator, but I think it's very highly costly.
Oh, I don't know.
Because I know some people, when they go to other countries, they have like a Google translator and they will speak their language into it, and then Google will translate it to whatever language they need it to.
Right. But this one said you can get, that like if she were to be talking, it would translate to French, or it would translate her French to where we would understand what she's asking or
Oh,
understand.
okay.
So it's a little bitty thing. It's about this big. I don't know what the name of it is. What? Her what? So, okay, I'm gonna get to. I'm not gonna ask you what the issue was. I'm gonna ask the cards to tell me how you cannot be hurt by all of this trauma that's going on, that's being brought up, that doesn't need to be brought up. So how can Jane with two N's get over this?
I think she was reading another comment.
Oh,
It says, "And how did you find out what I said in French, or were you reading another comment?"
well, I must have been reading another comment because I don't know French.
Yeah. I don't think we have anything here, not that I can tell, that we have that can translate. Then again, it must be a Google default or something like that. I'm not entirely for sure.
Yeah,
I
I
grew
don't
up in a
know.
cave.
Yeah, maybe it did automatically translate it. I don't know.
Huh.
But let's see how Jane can heal her hurt. I want Jane to feel better. I don't want you to feel hurt at Christmas. You know you are loved here. We love you, and we want to see you happy. Um, and you know you're welcome in our community anytime. You know that, Jane, with two N's. But let's see how you can just get over the hurt that is being caused right now by your mom, apparently, and your sister is just being your sister. Is she younger than you by chance? Wow, that's wonderful. You're bilingual. That's great. I can barely speak English,
Yeah, me too.
so I think that's wonderful. You must be very smart.
I speak Appalachianese. That's about it. She's 1 year older than her.
Oh, yeah. Oh, they always think they know everything, don't they? The older sisters. I know mine did. I still have one left, and she.
Ah, that's a good one right there. I see that happening.
Oh, good. I like that. Okay. I think. Let's see if I got
Let's
anything else.
see here.
Okay, you can go ahead, Steve. So.
Far as helping you out from the Oracle, I would say find some laughter in life. Find something that would actually heal you and your actual inner soul, and maybe find a place that you can actually feel safe in to actually contemplate. But I do see you breaking free of this and actually seeing this come to an end. And in the near future, I do see family harmony. So I do see some type of harmony coming out of all this. So
Ooh,
I
and
would do what?
I was like, ooh, and that's my daughter that passed away. So she's here with us, Harmony. So she's telling you, and she's a Scorpio too, Jane. She's a Scorpio as well, and she knows what it's like to hold a grudge and be hurt and feel hurt by other people's idiocy. I don't even know if that's a word. Idioticness. But go ahead, Steve. I'm sorry, I didn't mean to
Oh no,
cut
no,
you off.
you're good. But I do see, sometimes like when we have family members that are mad, we can't really hold that to ourselves. If they're mad about something, then it's on them. You know, if you did everything that you could do to stop a situation or do what you can for a situation. There's only something so much that you can do for a situation. So if they're mad, sometimes the best thing to do is just let them be mad and let them figure it out.
Yeah.
But I do see an end to coming to this. I do see their harmony coming to this.
Yeah, and maybe Harmony, my daughter will come swooping in there and smack her around and say, "Stop!" Yeah, who knows, or scare her.
And yes, Kristen, I am from the Appalachian Mountains. I'm from central southern Appalachia.
Yeah, and I'm from Detroit originally, but I migrated down here to the Appalachians myself. But I live on the other side of the. I live in Tennessee. He lives in Virginia, so it's kind of close though. You got the Seven of Wands. Stand your ground. You be you, Jane. Be
Yes.
yourself. Be your beautiful, loving, caring self. I like that card a lot. Thank you, Gina, for uh, bringing up the Seven of Wands and standing your ground and being you. And don't be judgy. Let her come to her conclusions by herself.
Yep.
Because it's not you, it's her or them or your mom. So let them come to their conclusions by themselves, and that will heal you. You also got the Ten of Wands. It's not your burden to carry. So
Yep.
whatever is going on with that, that's not yours. I mean, yeah, it's not going to make for a great Christmas, but it's still not your burden to carry. So let them be whatever they're going to be. I also got the Five of Wands. It's also not your battle.
Yeah.
This is reverse, so it's not your battle either. And the Ten of
Let them be
Wands
mad.
was the same. It wasn't. It isn't your battle.
If they
So
mad, they mad.
yeah,
That's not on you.
that's their problem. But again, you got the Two of Cups here, so I do believe that there will be a reunion of some sort, a happier time, and maybe it'll all come to a head by Christmas, and you guys can have a beautiful, wonderful, loving Christmas, even if they are mad. You can put their differences aside, leave your anger at the door, wipe your feet, and come on in. Sit a while.
Family trauma is never easy to deal with, Jane.
Never.
It's never easy to deal with.
No. And I see the three of you, your mom, and your sister, talking and having a cheer together. So that's pretty awesome. I like that. And then you have the Five of Cups, which is, crying over spilt milk. We tend to dwell on things a little bit. Maybe that's what she's doing, is dwelling. And all you have to go on is the past. But you know what? The rear view mirror is small for a reason. Your windshield is big and bright, and stop looking in the rear view mirror is what I say. And that's what I would say to her as well. And then I have the Five of Swords. There's a lot of battles. So pick yours. Pick it. And, say, hey, just leave your anger at the door and let's just all enjoy our Christmas traditions. That's what I would do.
Oh, and to answer your question, Kristen, yes, people do post a lot of horror stories about the Appalachian Mountains, but those are just folk tales. If you want to come to the mountains and whistle at night, please do. I mean, it's not that big of a deal. I did it my entire life. You got to understand that we have a lot of folk legends here. A lot.
Yes, there's a lot of folk legend in the Appalachians. And I'm from Detroit, and I ain't scared of nothing in here. Shoot. Walk along the street in Detroit once, and you will not be afraid to come to the Appalachians or Tennessee or Virginia. And no, they're not inbred.
Yeah, you got to understand people make distinctions about Appalachia that's not even halfway true, but that's just people in general. They have a tendency to do that to everybody.
Yeah, no matter, I always say I can go Detroit in 2.2 seconds, which means I have a bad temper, but I've been living in Virginia and Tennessee for a long time. I lived in Virginia too. And I have never found a more peaceful place. Not necessarily every person that you run across, but everybody that is in our world, in our community that we're trying to build, even on YouTube, we're trying to reach through the YouTube channels to build a wonderful, loving, caring, positive community. And Steve and I have been, like, he's my soul son. We have been friends for a long time.
Oh, yes.
And you're true friends if you're lucky, if you can count them on one hand. So, and that's everywhere. Everywhere you go. And everywhere you go, there's crime. Everywhere you go, there's issues. So no matter what state or what country you live in, there's issues everywhere you go.
Oh, yes.
So it's how you handle those issues or how you respond to them that makes you the person that you are. And we love us some Jane and Gina T. And now Kim too, or Christine.
Yep.
Christine, not
Yep.
Kim. My friend Kim was a Leo. You met Kim, I think. Yeah, maybe in one of the intuitive workshops we did at Atlantis.
I'm not entirely for sure.
I think you have. I don't know. But yeah. But thank you for T-hand. I spelled it wrong. Well, you are so welcome. We hope that you have a wonderful Christmas. And again, do your traditions and be your happy, beautiful Norwegian self, because you're pretty awesome. And I appreciate you being in my community. That's for sure. In my spectrum within our channel. Anybody else got any questions?
Houston and Galveston, I've been there because half of my family is from Texas. And Galveston was all right, other than the fact that I'm very pale skinned and I don't tan, I just burn and get worse.
Yeah, he's got that.
English skin.
Yeah, yeah. Same with me. I mean, we have some Native American in us, but you couldn't tell it by looking at me unless you're looking at my cheekbones and my feet. And then you could tell. But yeah, Kevin was born in Austin, Texas. They didn't live there very long, but that's where he was born. So I've never been to Texas myself. You know, I've been to maybe a corner of it when I was going to Louisiana, so I drove kind of through a corner, so of Texas, but that's about it. I didn't stop, so I don't know.
I do sunscreen, Gina, but the problem is it just don't last very long on my skin, so I have to apply sunscreen just about every 2 hours. And if I miss it by 10, 15 minutes, I start turning red as a tomato.
Yeah, or tomato, tomato. Yeah, either one.
I think tomato is more is how the English say it. They don't say tomato; they say tomato.
Tomato.
Yeah, really, it's weird.
Tomato.
Tomato,
Potato,
tomato.
potato.
I hope they don't call it potato.
That's funny. Yeah, I burn too. I don't tan either. I'm paired in at night.
I think we all are to an extent. I live alone, and honestly, if I hear one little crack in the house, I'm like, "What was that?" And I'm like, I mean, it just happens. I mean, the night is something that you just got to learn how to get used to.
For me, I'm not afraid of nothing. I'd be the first one to die in a scary movie. If I hear something, I go look. That's like, don't go look. Are you crazy? But I do.
If I get scared at night, I'm in the car, and if you're not there in 5 seconds, I'm driving off without you. I don't investigate.
I do. I would be the one with the flashlight going, I don't see nothing. And then the axe would hit me in the head, and then I'd be dead. But I'm not afraid of nothing. So I just, and I like the night. I like looking at the stars, and you can see them here a lot easier than you can in big cities. And I love stargazing and looking at the moon and that type of thing. So I sit on my back porch in the summertime quite a bit at night and just stargaze. I love it. You spook easily, Gina? Really?
That's okay. I do too, to an extent, depending on how mindful I am that day. If I'm mindful, nothing really spooks me, but if I'm not really mindful in the brain, no, I'll spook.
Well, I think Gina T, you're super empathic. You have that ability to feel people's energy around you, and I think that can be kind of scary sometimes because you don't know where that's coming from. So I think that you feel other people's energy, and that can make you a little bit not paranoid, but sensitive, to things that are going on around you. And I get that very easily from you. You're very much empathic, and you can feel like when to cross the street. If somebody, even in the daytime, when to keep driving and when to stop. So because you can feel it, you can feel people's anger, you can feel their energy, you can feel their emotions. And sometimes you're like, why am I so upset? And it's not you, it's somebody else that you're hanging around, and you're feeling their emotions. So, and sometimes it's hard to decipher, when you're empathic like that. And we all have 4 reception areas. You have prophetic, you have clairvoyance, clairaudience, and empathicness. So, we all have all of those reception areas, but sometimes some people are are stronger in empathicness or clairvoyance or clairaudient or prophetic. My strong suit happens to be prophetic, but yeah, I feel like yours, Gina T, is definitely empath. Definitely empath. Definitely. So, anybody else have a question? Anybody got a question about something? And our Indian friends haven't been on today. I guess they're maybe out celebrating the California governor's race.
Okay.
Is that Gavin Newsom? I love looking at deer too. I love it. You're not excited about Gavin Newsom? Is he not the governor already in California, or is it he's our current governor? Is he not going to run for governor next year?
I'm used to it now. Yeah, living in the woods by yourself takes some time because I grew up out in the middle of nowhere, so I totally get what you mean. I kind of miss the peace and quiet. Now I live next to a road and all I hear is cars. And it got annoying for months just to hear a car go by every 2 or 3 minutes. Where I lived at, you were lucky to hear a car every 20 minutes, if that.
Oh, he can't run for a third term? Dang. I hope he runs for president then. Man, I really like Gavin Newsom. Shoot, I hate that you guys are going to lose him.
Are any of the other candidates running for California any good or no?
She said she didn't like those candidates.
Oh, okay.
earlier.
My bad.
Let's see. If the best of the candidates that are running is like there's got to be one a little bit better than the other, right? So let's hope that the one that's a little bit better will win. Let's see. That's what I'm going to ask. If the one whom is the better person with more morals than the other, will he win? Or she? They. I know that. Ooh, my
Ooh.
goodness.
Yeah.
They need a reading is what they need. They need a
Oh
spanking.
gosh. See, I got that one. Wheel of Fortune, so somebody's lucky.
Yeah. And there was another one I think that went down there somewhere, but
I don't think so.
see it.
No.
Okay.
There one fell right here.
And I picked it up.
Okay.
It was the intuition card. I think that they're not really campaigning for the right reasons. They need to be, and that's a major arcana. This is a major arcana. This is telling me that their worldly knowledge, they need to learn about different cultures in order to make a successful run at winning. And one of them is childlike, so that one I don't believe is going to win. The childlike one I don't think is going to win. The other one is kind of lucky. I don't know about his morals, but he's kind of lucky. So I think that he might take action, and it's going to come down to who has the most money. Honestly,
yeah, really. That's yeah.
Taking, who gets the most campaigns. Neither one are good, like you said. There's 10 of swords there. Betrayal will happen. Damn, I can't believe Newsom can't run, but maybe he can endorse somebody, a third person that can run, like an independent or a liberal or somebody unaffiliated. And then you have the Queen of Swords, which is a Virgo type of individual, which tells me that being patient and listening would be a strong suit for this person running. Tom's is the rich guy running. Shoot. Okay, what do you got on that, Steve?
On Honestly, I feel like these first two cards are actually meant more for you. Is honoring your true feelings. It sucks that we're in you're in a position where you have to.
Pick between the lesser of two evils.
Yes, yes, but I see a lot of different things. I feel like there's going to be new people that are going to come onto the scene and actually maybe be able to change a few things. So I don't really know. And that's just honestly the balance of good and evil. You go through a phase where good rules, and then you go through a phase where bad rules, and then it just back and forth, the whole yin and yang tango. But this one right here is keep your positive expectations up. Do not lower yourself at all. I mean, because if you think negatively, then I feel like you're going to get more of a negative outcome of this. So I guess my reading is more for you and more just of advice on how to look at it. You need some laughter. Definitely need some laughter, and you need some.
Well, you came to the right channel for
Yeah.
that.
Yes.
She's
Yes.
our monitor. She's always here. So, yeah. He has a funny commercial. Well, there you go. Laugh at his commercial.
Yeah. I mean,
Laugh at.
there's only so much that I mean, yes, us the voters, we vote for who we want. We voice our opinion, but at the end of the day, whatever's going to happen is whatever's going to happen, and you shouldn't let that affect your inner peace and your inner joy.
You can always protest.
Yep, you can always speak
You
up.
can protest. You can, if they're doing something that you feel like is unmoral or unjust, speak up. Call them. Say, hey, what are you thinking, dude? I don't get it. Explain it to me. And you can always, vote for who you think is the lesser of the two evils. When Hillary and Trump were running, of course, it was hands down Hillary for me, even though I felt like she sent a bad message to girls when her husband cheated on her. I felt like she was sending a wrong message to the girls, like she was standing by her man. But I believe she was standing by her man so she could be coming to political power. I really thought she should have won against Trump because she definitely has better morals than him and definitely is smarter than he is in his mind, not so much, but in my mind she is. But anyway, I hope that the best person wins the race, and maybe some third person, as Steve said, will jump up there and yeah, I believe that too. I believe Kamala Harris won as well.
Which one?
Oh, let's see. When I hear my dog scratching the
okay.
bottom of his cage, and
Oh.
I think it's Skywalker or
A
Wagner.
skinwalker or Wendigo. Now, I'm not entirely for sure about skinwalkers and Wendigos because we don't really have those legends over here. Those are more for the West and like Nevada and maybe Texas and places like that. So you might be in that area. So I don't know what to tell you on that part. I'm sorry.
Well, I kind of like that you have a Lucille, the barbed wire baseball bat.
Yeah, it made me think of The Walking Dead like
Me
instantly.
too. Like instantly. Yeah. Oh, that series is about to come to an end. But yeah, that's pretty cool. I like that you have that, and you can't go wrong with a baseball bat with wire wrapped around it. You can knock them out of the park, girl. Will the Tech Brothers finally get what's coming to them? Let's ask. Will the Tech Brothers finally get what's coming to them? Which Tech Brothers? I know there's a lot of them. Or is it the Koch brothers, maybe? Will the Tech Brothers finally get what's coming to them? I hope so. I think everybody who does harm to other people, your rights end when you're infringing on somebody else's rights. So, I really hope that the victims of the Epstein saga Epstein, Trump, Clinton saga get their just. I really do. And I hope that these tech bros, let's see if they get what's coming to them. Probably paying good lawyers. I was watching Josh Johnson, and he said that
3 of Cups.
he said that he said when the guy who defended Osama bin Laden was your lawyer, and he said, "No, I can't defend this guy." you know he did something bad because this guy almost got bin Laden off. So it's funny. 8 of Wands reverse. Ooh, not letting go, to hanging on. Yeah. So yeah, when somebody who represented bin Laden, and then he's representing Diddy, and then he goes, I can't. Too much. I can't. I firing myself. I quit. that guy needs some jail time. But anyway, I thought that was funny. But as far as the Tech Brothers go, it looks like that to me. It looks like that they're celebrating a little bit. I don't know if it's them or their victims or who, but they're celebrating there. Somebody is celebrating. Page of Pentacles. This is a Capricorn type of individual, and it's a mature Capricorn. They're using their knowledge. So I feel like the lawyers that these guys have a are causing reasonable doubt. I really hope that I'm wrong about this, but I feel like they're causing reasonable doubt. Oh, yeah, that whole power grid they're wanting to run through Christmas tree farms and everything. That's just awful. And the AI, I think that people aren't going to be able to tell what's real and what's not. And then I got the Fool. So I really feel like that there's a new beginning there. Hi, Eleanor. I'm glad you're able to make it. Yeah, Steve is here. He's here. He sure is. Steven, sorry. I always call him Steve. He knows what I'm talking about. But anyway, I feel like that they're being foolish to count their chickens before it's hatched. Yeah, so.
You did, by the way.
Count my chickens before it's hatched?
Oh, no, she said, I hope I spelled his name correctly. She did.
Oh, yeah. I spell it differently. In my phone, it's not like that. I didn't spell it correctly. What do you got for the Tech Brothers?
Well, far as that, they're definitely being quiet so far. But I personally think this card kind of spoke out to me the most. It's like trust your intuition. And I really feel like if you know, evil can only go so far. And my intuition is telling me that they will get what's coming to them eventually. If they are really causing this much harm to people, it will happen. The best thing that we can do is just visualize that day comes. So I would say, honestly, trust your own intuition on that. I think they will get what's coming to them. Just visualize justice coming into play.
I think they're foolish. I think they're counting their chickens before they're hatched.
Yeah.
That's what they're doing. And honestly, it's kind of like, trying to send the positive. You can only send out so much positivity. I mean, you're going to drain yourself if you keep thinking about it too much, right?
Yeah.
And plus those grids, those wires that goes across they set out that electromagnetic field, which can mess with people's health. So really, it's not a good thing. And I believe that, with me, that's why I always say love and light, because honestly, if you go in a dark room and you turn on your light, it absorbs the darkness. So light will always overcome darkness. Always. It'll never fail. Light will always win in the end. So they will potentially, intuitively, June saying intuitively, they're counting their chickens before they're hatched, and people are going to fight back. Those tree farmers, I know I saw it on the national news, that they're going to fight back. But they got a law passed that said they could take somebody's land to put these towers up, erect these towers with the wires to run that tech, AI, whatever. And I really feel like it's going to fail. It's going to fail big time.
Speaking of taking people's land and putting towers up, there's actually places in Appalachia where they will force people off of their homes that's been in their families for several generations just so they can build condos. So it's like a lot of certain Appalachian people are actually losing their homes just so rich people can have a condo. And I just think
It's ridiculous.
that's ridiculous. You're removing people from their homes and that's all they have.
Mm-hmm.
And
it's just craziness. And well, I've said this before and I'm going to say it again. The president of the United States, as what we have right now, has given people permission to just take and to just be mean and to just be hateful. He's given them permission by his rhetoric, by the way he acts. He's given people permission to be terrible. And I hate it, but that's where we're at. So hopefully we're all standing together and we're all going to fight this, both spiritually and the spiritual realm and in the physical realm. If you can get out and protest, get out and protest. If you can't, use your platforms in any which way you can to speak your mind and tell people, like it is. And I agree. I am tired of Jeff Bezos making all this money. And he started out just selling books, and then it turned into this big collaborate. He's almost putting Walmart out of business. Who would have ever thought that would happen, huh? But I try not to shop on Amazon, and I try not to shop at Target. I don't even go into a Target anymore. You'll never see me in a Target. If that was the only store, I guess I would do without, because I won't go in. It's just not not going to do it.
yeah, I think that's understandable.
Yep.
I think she was having a hard time hearing it. I guess it was her laptop.
Oh,
It's
yeah,
okay.
because it didn't freeze. We haven't gotten any spam calls yet. Knock on wood. Yeah, my table's wood. So it's really kind of great to have Steve here. And Steve did come and help me out with Kevin a couple nights, and that was really awesome. So I could get some sleep. He must have sensed how tired I was. So I was pretty tired.
And I haven't really been asleep since yesterday, so that's why I seem all down.
Well, you don't seem down. You seem pretty happy to me.
Tired.
Tired, but yeah, you seem pretty happy. That's why you got a big caffeinated drink over there.
I don't know if it's going to last long. It might last me till I get home.
Well, you're not drinking much of it, so no
No.
wonder you're tired. But
Oh, no problem. Yeah, I don't like going to Target either.
nope, I go right past. I never did really like Target, but I definitely don't like it now.
I just hope my Barnes and Noble and Books A Million don't start doing shady shit, because I like to go in those places very much.
Yeah, I like Barnes and Noble and Books A Million as well. Yeah, Steven is very nice. He is my soul son. I just love him so much, and he is kind to Kevin. He is kind to me. He is kind to everyone he meets, and he's single.
Yeah.
So maybe that'll be our Thursday love connection. What do you think?
That'd be nice.
Yeah.
You never know how you meet people.
I am too, Gina, and grateful for you and Eleanor as well, that you guys are in my life. I am truly blessed to have you guys in my life, honestly. and Stephen and Sheila, you know, Luna has come back and she is a friend, and I like her. She's got a lot of book smarts and not a lot of common sense. So she's kind of a little odd duck, but we like our odd ducks. We'll put them under our wing and do the best we can do with them, right, Stephen?
Yep.
So yeah, let's see. Also, UPS, FedEx, and DHS is helping ICE with their tracking systems. What?
That's crazy.
Oh my gosh, I've got 2 packages that I'm going to send out tomorrow, but I was going to use the United States Postal Service as well. I wasn't going to use FedEx or UPS to send it. That's just, like I said, Trump has given people permission to charge what they want on their interest. I mean, credit card rates used to be what, 8%, and now they're 35%. Can you every time I see that, I'm like, trash, that goes in the burn pile, that goes in the burn pile, that goes in the burn pile. I cannot believe the greed of these people out here. The only thing that I did agree with Jeff Bezos about was when he said this is due to Trump's tariffs, and he would say it on the receipt, and Trump made him take it off. But it's the only thing I agreed with Jeff Bezos about is when he did that. And Walmart is trying to fight the regime, if you will, but they're still not winning. They're still a big corporation, and I say shop small, shop local, do some bartering if you can. Sometimes you just need your medicine, so you got to go where you got to go, but sometimes you can do those medicines naturally as well. So oh, what weird tarot deck. Oh no, she needs to. Oh no, we need to send that girl some positive energy. All of us need to send her some positive energy so she can get her thinking cap back on, and not be trapped into
the extremism.
Well, some people feel like their worth or their opinion is not worth anything.
And that's why they do things like that.
And that's why they get talked into believing the MAGA Make America Great Again. America's never been great. Ask the Native Americans. It's never been great.
I don't think I have a bachelor's degree in history, and I can honestly say I don't think there's ever been a nation that's ever been great, period. Most nations, especially from the time periods of history that I've read in, it was never great to begin with. So when you say make something great again, when was it ever great? Yeah. How about we say make America better instead of saying great again? So when was America great? Like segregation and things like that? That wasn't great. None of those things were great at all.
People had to fight for their right to go to school. And I mean, look what they did to the Native Americans. They took their land. They just took their land and put them on reservations. I mean, it's awful. So all of us are illegal, really, if he's going to do away with birthright citizenship. Unless you were full-blooded Native American, you don't have a right to be here.
Pretty much, yeah.
I mean, it's crazy. He's crazy. The man has lost his mind. I think his last cheese has slipped off his cracker. He is not playing with a full deck. I don't even think he has any cards left to play. I mean, they need to do the 25th Amendment is what they need to do. Get him out of office.
And it amazes me that where I have studied, I've studied history pretty much off and on since I've been 15 years old. There's no other thing I want to go to college for because I just assume not waste my money on a degree that I don't even like. But besides that, the thing that gets me is that growing up in America, I was always told the American dream, the American dream. But the more I became older, I realized that's only for people that have money. The American dream was never really meant for anybody that doesn't have money or doesn't have some type of popular name to themselves or a pretty penny, might you say. So where does that leave the rest of the people who, like the blue collars, the workers, the people that help build this nation?
And the
Yeah.
immigrants who are helping pick cotton and strawberries and oranges and grapes, because oh, I can't do that. I can get my hands dirty.
Yeah.
Let's hire this illegal immigrant to do it. And they're paying.
Or this hillbilly.
They don't get. They don't get to reap anything that they get paid. Yes, but they pay taxes on those wages, and they don't get any of it back because they're not citizens. They cannot get a government handout. Everybody says, well, the immigrants are taking all of our money from our poor. No, they're not. No, they're not. They're helping keep food on your table is what they're doing. So, I mean, Trump has just allowed people to be mean and angry and just to spew hatred. And that's what he's doing. And I think that we as our community and we as people, as human beings, not just male or female or transgender or LGBTQ, whatever, whoever you are, or immigrants, we need to stand together and we need to be strong and we need to fight with everything that we have to get rid of this evil lunatic that doesn't have any cards left to play or any marbles rolling around in there. They need to do the 25th Amendment and get him out of office. And then you say, well, J.D. Vance is just as bad. Well, we'll do the 25th Amendment on him too. He's sick. He's got some couch issues. But anyway, that's my rant for the day. So it's Kevin's birthday. We're going to be happy.
Let's see. I need to go back to
the...
I'll have to go back on some of those comments, Eleanor. I'm sorry.
Go up here.
Let's see. What do you think of Abraham Lincoln when he tried to unalive a lot of Native Americans?
Unalive?
Unalive. Like initially, during the Civil War era, it wasn't just Native Americans that he was unaliving. He was actually unaliving anybody that didn't fit in his regime, period. You had the Native Americans, you had the Irish, and I think you also had an early Italian migration too. He didn't like them either.
Chinese.
Oh, yes, and the Chinese as well. Anybody that did not fit, I guess, in what they would call an American citizen, they pretty much just did away with them. Like, for example, they talked about, equal rights to everybody, but they were only paying certain people, like Chinese and Native Americans and probably ex-slaves. They were only paying them half of what, I guess,
normal white man would make.
Yes.
And women were slaves too. I mean, women were slaved. You weren't allowed to own land here in America when they first started coming over. Women weren't allowed to own land. They weren't allowed to, if their husband died, it went to the next male in their family. It didn't go to the women. So we've come a long way, and we have a long way to go. And of course, Trump has taken us a few steps backwards, but we'll get rid of him before long. He can't run for a third term either. He thinks he can, but he can't. I love this history lesson.
Sorry, when you get me talking about history, I just have a tendency to keep ranting, and then I'll go off on some random subject that had nothing to do with what we were talking about. It just seemed interesting.
I like his history knowledge. I really do. It's and history was one of my favorite subjects too. I did well in history, but don't ask me any dates because I don't know. But
That's
I
always the
did
hard part.
I did well in history as well. I always felt like it was story time to me. Um, but yeah, it's it's not. America has never been great. Been great, never. Sometimes we took some steps forward, but we've had to fight for every step that we took forward, and every step of the way we've had to fight. And unfortunately, there wasn't enough Native Americans to drive the English out. And back to Abraham Lincoln, I think that his wife actually had something to do with the movement on slavery.
Yep.
I think she did. I think that she, was like, dude, you're on the wrong side of the ballpark here. So I think she was more astronaut or essential in getting that movement of slavery off the table. I think it was her mostly.
Yeah, yeah, because even though Lincoln had built his campaign on slavery, but for like the first 2 or 3 years of the Civil War, he couldn't make it about slavery because his own cabinet really didn't support him that well. Oh, by the way, fun fact, he got so mad at one of his people not wanting to follow his campaigns, he threw a whole chair at him and pretty much told Congress to suck it. Um, but yeah, he did a lot of bad stuff, but he didn't officially make it about slavery till the end of 64 going into 1865. But once he did that, then it pretty much the Civil War ended not too long after that.
Yeah.
So no matter we have all these great people in office. We have good people, we have bad people, but there's always going to be somebody there that's going to stop something good from happening. And just to use that as an example, I think that's where we're at right now. We vote who we want into office, but there's always going to be some
But
some
somebody cheated. And
yes.
you got to admit, I mean, Elon Musk pressed a button. That's
Oh yeah.
what he did.
Well,
with
when you
Hillary.
have all that money, you pretty much can.
Yes, yes, you can. Yes, you can. And he owned the machines, and now he sold the machines to another Republican, who now owns those machines. So,
Why not sell it to somebody who's a centrist and who has no
or
political affiliation
right
whatsoever?
with anyone, yeah. Why not? Why not? Question.
Of course, you're going to give it to the party that's going to
Maybe
say
we should
yes.
ask these, but I mean, seriously, I don't get it. I think we need to go back to hand counting the ballots. That way, we cannot flip a ballot. And I think we also need to be able to get a receipt that shows how we voted, so that we can come back and say, no, 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 I didn't vote that way. I voted this way. Here's my receipt. This is how I voted. And if my receipt isn't how I voted, I should be able to take it to the person in there monitoring the voting thing and say, look, this is not how I voted. I want this switched now. So I mean, that's me, but
Oh, hanging Chad fiasco. Who's Chad? But and I also will go to say, far as history goes, we've been having issues with our elections since the Civil War. For example, during the
Aw. Thanks, Jane, for saying happy birthday to Kevin. Sorry.
oh,
Go
you're
ahead.
good, you're good. For example, during the Civil War, if you actually research this, there's a book that I highly recommend, and the Civil War kind of tells a lot about what's happening today and what could happen afterwards. It's the Battle Cry of Freedom, the Civil War era, 1941 to 1865. It's really good. It's a really good historic book. I had to have it for one of my college courses, but they actually found that the election, even during the Civil War, was being tampered with. The Confederates were trying to lead towards more Jefferson Davis, while the Union side was leaning more towards Lincoln, and they only won by like one or two electoral votes, which I find to be bizarre. Because if you go to Lincoln's side, he had people in Europe favoring him, and then if you go to Davis's side, he had people in Europe favoring him. So election tampering has actually been going on for a while.
That's crazy, isn't it? Who would have thunk it? I thought it was just recently.
No, the reason why they voted Lincoln back in and the Confederates voted Davis back in because it would prolong the war and keep the war going. Because the people that they opposed were trying to end the Civil War completely. They were trying to have some sort of peace agreement so Americans aren't like shooting each other. Especially, and it's mostly poor people that shooting each other. It's never, you never see the rich people shoot at one another. They
Well, I
just
don't
send
know.
poor
What
people.
about the Menendez brothers? They killed their parents.
I don't really know nothing about the Mendan. I've heard of them.
Yeah, they're they're the brothers that killed their parents to get their money. And then
It's funny how money
this
would.
dude just recently killed his wife, and all the people who killed their spouses to get insurance money. Money is evil.
Yeah, money is the root of all evil.
I mean-
Every religion, if you look at the Quran, the Bible, and all these other major religions,
Buddhism, Judaism.
they all agree that money is the root of evil. That's one thing that all religions agree on.
Yeah.
Money is just downright evil, and it is. Where there's money at, there is bound to be some
shadiness
Yeah.
going on. Yeah. Because like I say, I always say if I won the lottery, I wouldn't be rich because I'd give it to my friends. I would give my friends as much as I could give to where they wouldn't have to pay taxes on it. Hey, you get $10,000. You get $10,000. You get $10,000. You know,
everybody gets $10,000.
Yes, everybody. If I was Elon Musk, I wouldn't be rich because I would give my money away because I'm an idiot, I guess. Or I'm just not greedy. I'm just not greedy.
If I had that money, I'd pay everybody in my family out of debt.
If I had Elon Musk's money, I would be poor because I would give it every bit away.
Because as somebody who's been a blue collar for 10 years, most of my money would either go to my family and friends or investing in better ways to help blue collar workers out.
Yes, investing in a fair,
Yes,
like manufacturing plant.
yeah,
You know, investing in a fair plant that treats people with respect
Yes.
and dignity, and not you're just working for the dollar.
yeah,
No, you take pride in your work.
yes.
That's what you would do.
And the problem is with all these people that make all this money, they don't really give you a reason to want to take pride in your work at all. It's just hurry, 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 go, go, go. We got to make money. They do not care about your personal time with your family. They do
No.
not care about you getting holidays. They actually do not care about you, period. You're just a number to them. So most of my money would go into making blue collar workplaces more fair. I've been through 2 union contracts at my job place, and it was a total shit show.
Oh, I would found a mega controversy.
Oh, I would find a mega conversion
Thank you.
facility.
Gina T said she'd buy Kevin that fancy voice activated bed so he could turn himself. That'd be sweet.
Here's a good
You
question.
better win the lottery then.
Here's a good question, Gina. What is normal? Are we talking about what society thinks is normal, or what is actually normal to ourselves? I get what you're saying, though. The whole definition of normality is a set of beliefs and traditions that are normal to one self, pretty much, or a small group of people. But I get what you're saying. This whole American society normalized. You can't buy every single bit of that. And honestly, that's why I kind of find myself to be more of a centrist, because nothing about me is normal at all. But for me, when I see myself, I'm normal. I'm just as normal as everybody else is. Yes, I agree with that. Too much radicalization, way too much extremism. We probably are bound for another civil war because
I think that as well.
there's just too much extremism going on. And
Okay, let's ask cards about that. Let's ask
Sure.
some cards about, are we bound for another civil war? I think that's a good question. So I'm hoping that people are liking and subscribing to the channel, and definitely we've got some good conversations going for sure. But let's ask the cards if the United States is headed for another civil war. I believe so too, because I think that we're going to have a hard time getting the idiot out of the White House.
because if you once again going back to this, well, if you sit down and think about it, that actually almost makes sense because even though the Civil War, the American Civil War was 1861 through 1865, but it actually initially started in 1841. Nobody really started killing each other until 1861. There wasn't really a military conflict until 1861. But with Americans attacking one another based off of beliefs and these other things, but I feel like there's a lot of extremism, really honestly, on both sides. But they were attacking it. Now, in the Civil War, they were attacking one another. They were stringing people up in the streets. They were beating people that did not support their views.
That's what they're doing now with ICE.
Yeah.
That's what they're doing with ICE right now.
So I would say, yeah.
Putting people, and they will not let some of the Democratic senators or House representatives go into the ICE facilities to see how the people are being treated. So will we, the United States, end up in a civil war, or are we already? Are we there at the start of it? I believe we are. I'm with you on that. I believe we're at the start of it. But let's see what the cards say, not what June says. You got the Empress. You got, well, that means that we're trying to take care of ourselves. We're trying to be better. The majority of people, I think, are trying to be better, but you still have the oligarchs, the rich, the 1% that think they own the rest of us. You still have those. We are in, I believe, a start of the war, but that's not what the card said. That's what June said, but let's see what the cards say.
Right now, it's I drew quiet time, so I feel like it's real quiet right now. But I do think whatever does happen, there will be a happily ever after. But then again, this is the tango of good and evil, but I do see good winning. And I do believe there will be a happily ever after it.
Okay. What you got?
And the creative creative expression. There's going to be a lot. I think with this card right here, there'll be a lot of expression that's going to come out of it, and I think the voices of the people are actually going to be heard.
And let's see, Gina got the Empress, which is taking care of one another.
And Nine of Pentacles.
Eleanor got the Nine of Pentacles, which says that, not all the money in the world will fix this. Not all the money in the world will fix this. So they're only 1%. And if we stop buying their stuff, if we stop buying Amazon stuff, if we start shopping small and building up the small and building up the manufacturers that make the product, then we take away that 1%'s power, which is their money, because we won't spend it there. And that's how we got Jimmy Kimmel back on the air, is by not buying Hulu and streaming devices from Amazon or anybody else. And yeah, it showed a lot. It showed in Disney, and Disney is one of, there are more LGBTQ people that work for Disney than anywhere. And I'm telling you, because I know, because I used to work there, but I'm not that way. But anyway, the majority of them were. Anyway, so my cards, let's see what I pulled. Yeah, feminine energy needs to take over. I got Temperance, which is our voice is being heard. A lot of people think that Temperance is balance, but it's about our voice. It's about us using the correct words, the correct way of speaking without violence, with our correct way of speaking to get our voice heard so that we will not have a civil war. Because that's what Trump is trying to do with us, ICE. He's trying to provoke people to fight back. And we can't. We got to fight back with this and not this. So that's the way we win.
And Just,
Go ahead.
oh, I'm sorry.
Go ahead. No,
I'm
go
sorry.
ahead. Go ahead, baby.
I do think I drew problem resolved, so I do think this problem is going to be resolved at some point. And when, I don't know, but I do think the problem will resolve.
I think it's going to be resolved quicker than later because I got the judgment card, which is a very
Dun, dun,
major kind of
dun.
card. And I think once this political regime, it's the only way I can say it, it's not a democratic anymore, it's a regime, is wanting to be a dictator. And so once that's gone, I think a lot of things will settle down. We are not bound to anything. We think we are. We think our hands are tied. There's nothing we can do. But I'm telling you guys, there is a light at the end of the tunnel, and it is not a train. You are not bound to anything you do not choose to be bound to. If you choose to be bound to it, then you're bound to it. But if you choose not to be, hey, you got swords. You can cut those ties.
Yep.
You know what I'm saying?
Yep.
So, also, love. Just outright love. Show people kindness. Show people respect. It's hard to be mean to somebody when they're just smiling at you and letting you go in front of them and, being nice. It's hard to be mean to somebody like that, right? So let's kill them with kindness. Let's make it to where it can't happen.
Love surpasses all hate.
Yep. And let's pick our battles wisely.
Not every battle's worth fighting.
That's right. That's right. So use your brain before you use your fist. Now, if you have to use your fist, you can use your fist. If somebody's punching me, I'm going to punch them back. That's all there is to it. But I'm going to try to talk to you before I hit you. That's for sure. So that's what the cards are saying to us. And Steve is, bless his heart, he's allergic to cats. And one of the cats got in my terror room today.
Yep.
And so, and a lot of people say they're allergic to cats because they don't like them. But Steve really is allergic to cats. But he still comes over. He still wants to celebrate Kevin's birthday with Kevin and I and Holly and Dylan. So I'm very excited. And thank you guys for all the birthday wishes for Kevin. And all the wishes that he would get that voice activated bed. We did get Judy's Tita. She gave it to us. So that helps my back a little bit better. And anybody else who has to turn him, it helps their back a little bit. It holds him up straight so where we can put the pillows in. And his his pressure ulcer is healing nicely. He's still not able to get up. I'm hoping he'll be able to get up by Christmas. And I'm trying to get him used to getting up, just sitting him in the bed a little bit, like for 15 minutes and then laying back down so that he doesn't get dizzy and pass out and June panics and calls 911, which is usually what happens. So we don't want that, right? I don't like to June panic now. I go a little bit crazy. I had to call his brother the other day. I'm Kevin's doctor. So, but it worked out. It all worked out. It would be a nice Christmas present. Maybe I can do a GoFundMe or something. But they take half of it, not half. They take about a third, I think, GoFundMe. Yeah, because I did one when Kevin first had the accident, and it paid for the cost of building the deck. And we raised about 14,000. So, yeah, it cost for it was the, cost of the deck that we had built. And the guy that did it was one of Kevin's friend's brother's sons or something. And he did it for cost. And he put the brick pad out there and the ramp and the back deck. So, brunch. Ramp. Oh yeah, the ramp and the brick concrete pad to put the ramp down, or his for the van or any van or the emergency room to get him out of the house. We had to have that before the Shepherd Center would let him come home. And the last board was put in the day he flew home. And they flew him home. They didn't drive him home, they flew him. And I thought that was pretty cool. And the Shepherd Center didn't charge us up not one penny. And if I could donate to the Shepherd Center, I would. I think it's a wonderful cause for people who have traumatic brain injuries, who have spinal cord injuries. They're third in the country, in the United States. I don't know who first is because I didn't go to the first one, I guess, but couldn't afford that, I guess, maybe. But it was put on, this guy did this as a organization to help people that can't afford, like, to get those surgeries and to get the rehab that they needed to make a recovery. And if I could donate, I would definitely donate. If I ever win the lottery, Shepherd Center will get $10,000 as well as everybody else I know. Good. You playing the Powerball tonight? I should have got a ticket. Darn it, I didn't. I got some scratch offs though for Christmas stocking stuff. Christmas stocking stuffers. Anyway, I hope you win. I hope you win, Gina. I hope you win. I do. I didn't play, so I hope you win. And if I did play, I'd hope we both win. We had the same exact numbers. Oh, thank you, Eleanor. We appreciate that. And yeah, I've got to go and I'm sure Holly and them are about back. And it's about time for Kevin to be turned and birthday celebration coming up. I'll take pictures and I'll probably post them. So thank you guys for tuning in. Thank everybody who's liked and subscribed and checked your subscription so that we can grow our community. I was at 1,538. I think it dropped down today to 1,530. So I lost 8. I don't know how I did that. But anyway, I hope that we get to 2,500 so I can give away the beautiful quilt that Eleanor made. And thank you guys again for watching, tuning in, and being a part of our community. And thank you, Steve, for joining me and doing the oracles and being a part of Kevin's birthday celebration. The only one.
You're not the only one.
Yeah, I know. I heard the Tarot twins saying theirs was going up and down like that too, and it was hovering around the same number, up and down, up and down, up and down. And I still am not monetized. I don't know what I need to do. Stand on my head, beg, borrow. I don't know. I don't know how to get monetized, but I'm working on it. And I'm also working on trying to figure out how to get my laptop up and running so that I can do lives, at least voices with Gina T and Eleanor, and of course Steve, if he wants to join in with us. I can have up to 4 people on a show. Have little screens if everybody wants to show their face, or if you just want to talk, then I can just put your voice to where you can chime in at any time. So, and I'd love to do some lives with Christine Williams. She was talking about cards, and she speaks like 3 different languages, plus English. And so that would be an interesting little get together if I can figure out how to do it. And maybe I'll ask Gary. Maybe he'll tell me. I don't know. Wow. Well, that's good. So I think that's good. Anyway. Yay! see. But maybe, well, we have Zodiac Sunday tomorrow, so don't forget to tune into that. And then Monday is June's rest day. Honestly, Tuesday or Thursday, I will do the love connection. I'm surprised we didn't get any questions on that this day. I guess maybe people have found their love. I don't know, but we'll do. I'll pick a horoscope out of the teacup and do a love connection for that individual or that horoscope, that sign. So anyway, that will be what that one is. It'll be on Tuesday or Thursday, and then maybe an impromptu live. You never know what I'm gonna do, or what I have time to do. Anyway, we'll say that. But anyway, I will tell Kevin you all wished him a wonderful happy birthday. And thank you guys for tuning in. You've made this special, Steve. Thank you for being my guest.
No problem.
And being a part of our community. We really appreciate it. And I appreciate Gina T and Eleanor with everything that I am. I appreciate you all for subscribing and liking and listening and paying attention. And I know we didn't do a lot of card reading, but we did a lot of talking. You got a history lesson. You got June's opinion on Epstein. So we did a lot of good communicating, I think, on here today. And again, thank you guys for tuning in. And until next time, what I always say, stay mystical.